March 2, 2026 Midday News Summary, New York Time, covering 6 morning to 12 noon. Don't forget to subscribe before we start, so you don't miss out on the latest international news. News 1, UN Security Council to vote on Gaza ceasefire. The UN Security Council is scheduled to vote this afternoon on a US-drafted resolution calling for an immediate, temporary ceasefire in Gaza and the release of all hostages. Diplomatic sources indicate intense negotiations are ongoing to secure passage, with potential veto concerns. News 2, ECB holds rates, revises inflation forecast down. The European Central Bank kept its key interest rate at 4% as expected. President Lagarde announced a downward revision to the 2026 inflation forecast to 1.9%, signaling increased confidence but stating it is too early to discuss a rate cut trajectory. News 3, Japan's core CPI rises 2.1% in February. Japan's core consumer price index rose 2.1% year-on-year in February, meeting the Bank of Japan's target for the third consecutive month. The data strengthens the case for the central bank to consider ending negative interest rates at its upcoming March meeting. News 4, Asian markets slide on tech sector worries. Major Asian stock indices closed lower, with Japan's Nikkei falling 1.2% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng dropping 2.1%. The sell-off was led by technology shares following a weak revenue forecast from a major U.S. semiconductor firm after the New York close. News 5, oil prices retreat after OPEC Plus output decision. Brent crude futures fell 1.8% to $80.50 per barrel after OPEC Plus agreed to extend its current production cuts into the second quarter, a move largely anticipated by markets. Analysts note the decision lacked deeper cuts needed to significantly tighten supply. News 6, U.S. Treasury yields climb ahead of key data. The yield on the benchmark 10-year U.S. Treasury note rose 5 basis points to 4.35% in morning trading. The move reflects market positioning ahead of the U.S. PCE inflation data released tomorrow, which is the Fed's preferred gauge. News 7, EU announces probe into Chinese wind turbine subsidies. The European Commission launched a new investigation into Chinese state subsidies for wind turbine manufacturers seeking projects in Europe. This marks the latest trade defense action by the EU against China's green tech industry. That's all for today's news. See you next time.